Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Well, a few of my subscribers have asked me about the scents that I use for my baits, and did a video years back, or maybe last year or the year before, on the scents that I like to use, and I've got maybe a couple new ones here that I haven't tried, but I'll try any kind of scent for fishing. I'm a believer that scents do help, and I'll just kind of we'll talk about it, and I'll show you the ones I like to use. You guys can see the picture on the video. There's a lot of different ones that I have here. Um, I would say that probably my favorite scent, or the one that I have the most confidence in, is a garlic type scent. I don't know what it is with garlic. I don't know why it works. I can't give any scientific reasons here why scents work. I think what I have read and what I believe is that they're good at masking any negative smells that might be on your baits, your hands, or whatever. Um, so that's probably really the advantage of them. Even though you guys know I love throwing the power team baits, and they're infused with their hog tonic, which is like the strongest garlic I've ever smelled in my life. These all I have four of these from back in the day when I got them. I always leave these in a plastic bag. They reek. And you guys have heard me say this in the past. That's a good thing. If you want like an intense garlic smell on your baits, these are awesome. They even have, when you buy Power Team baits, they even come with a little thing of hog tonic there that you can put on, and that is enough right there because it's strong. It's strong. But garlic is my favorite. I have the most confidence in it. I always love baits that are already infused with that garlic scent. And even if they already are, I'll give them a little spray. Sometimes I like the bang because it's in the spray. The aerosol is easy. So I'll just show you the different ones I have. And some of these are old. I haven't used in a while. I don't know if they're still made. Um, so let's just do it that way. I believe, this here, it's definitely garlic. That is an old thing of garlic scent gel that I had in one of these. This is CB's hog sauce, and this is one of my favorites. I have a lot of great different flavors. If these ones that I show you guys are still around, I will put links to them. I haven't bought these in a while. I assume that they're still around. But theirs are outstanding, outstanding. And I think and I believe it was one of these or something similar that broke, and I squirted it all into this years ago. I still got a bunch left. But CB's hog sauce. This is sweet and sassy crawfish gel. I think the ones I have. Let me just see the other ones I have. Sweet and sassy garlic gel. I think they might all be kind of the same, but I'll let you guys know. And these are all 4-ounce containers. I don't think there's anything different, even though the color is definitely different of the scent. This is a gel. This is a gel. I think they're all gels. Yep. So that's the one I probably have the most of, and I always get that sweet and sassy garlic gel. So there you can see it right there. There's their emblem on the front. But that one I've done very, very well with. It's one of my favorites. Always have a lot of confidence in it when and I'll just, take this out, take that, squirt it on the bait, rub it into the soft plastic I'm using, and just let that scent kind of, you'll see like sometimes you almost see it's like an oil spill on top when you have a lot of scent on your baits. And does it attract a fish to the bait? It might. But I definitely have a lot of faith in using scents on my baits. This is the sweet and sassy garlic oil-based spray. So they do have some sprays. That's the only one I have left, actually, of sprays. But that's one I like a lot. CB's hog sauce. Lots of confidence in it. Works great. And I've got a bunch of them, as you guys can see there, because that was one. There were a few years there where that was the one I was using the most. I did show you the hog tonic. if you want strong, super strong garlic, that Hog Tonic from Power Team Lures is absolutely, it is, it'll knock you over. It's so strong. Do not open it up in your house. Do not spill it on your boat carpet. It's strong, but it works great. If you use Power Team baits, they're all infused with it, so you can tell how strong the smell is. One of the more popular scents these days is the Bait Fuel fish attractant from American Bait Works. I have used it. I like it. Do I like it better than garlic? Probably not, but do I think it's bad? No. I mean, there is not a scent, whether it's a crawfish or a shad or whatever flavor they make it, that I won't try, that I don't think has some type of a value. And you know, all the net bait stuff is all infused with this now. I think it's a good scent. Works really good. I haven't had any, you know, negative responses when I've used it. It's not like scaring the fish away or anything. So I think that's a good one if you guys like that one. Another one from back in the day is the old Mega Strike. You know, you guys, I've seen Roland Martin talk about it for years. Mega Strike has awesome soft plastics. The Mega Strike scent is great. I thought I had 2 of these, but I can only find one laying around. So there might be one up in the boat there somewhere, and I just didn't find it. But this is an old standby. Works great. Because when I go fishing, I don't throw all of these obviously in the boat. I'll throw like just a couple different kinds, just out there, just try different ones, see how the fish are reacting, and just every now and then, you know, maybe give the bait a squirt or rub some more scent into it. Another one I like a lot, and I showed it to you before, and that's the Bang scent. This was the first one back in the day that I got, the aerosol. The aerosol makes it very easy just to hold your bait out and spray. Just make sure your buddy isn't sitting behind it behind you when you spray it. But the Bang garlic scent is awesome. This is an old one. It's like rusty. I think it's probably ready to go in the garbage. This is an old Bang Craw Formula one. So every now and then, when I'm, you know, getting some stuff, I'll throw in a thing of the Bang just to keep the supply up. Let's see what else I got here. Now, some of these, I don't know if they're still around. Here, I'll show you. I know this is still around. This is the one I showed you the other day. I just got this from Fat Pack. It's their Fat Juice. It's a craw. I think it's craw, shad, and leech. And I haven't tried that one yet, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I'm sure it's going to smell wonderful. But it comes like this. They give you this little screw top, so they tape this all up so it doesn't leak when they deliver it. Put that on there, and you can rub that in the bait. So I'm going to definitely try this one when I go out next time. But now these other ones, I assume are still around. I know the one is. So let me just show them to you. This is the old Smelly Jelly sticky liquid. And this one, I don't remember. This is the one they called Bass Feast. I think it's just a little bit of everything combined together. Because this one is the Crawdaddy one. And those are the only 2 I have left. I have to look. I used to get these, I think, at Wacky Worm up in Pennsylvania. I'll have to see what Smelly Jellies are still available. If they still have Bass Feast, do they still have the Craw? I know they had a garlic. These were very good. Well, I know I've shown you guys this before. Back in the day, we used to use this this juice jug, and you guys have heard me say this in the past. This thing reeked, but it was great for just, you know, filling it up with different scents and dropping your jigs in there. And I used to throw like Bass Feast and Crawdaddy and garlic, and just I would take different ones and just squirt them in there and throw some of the Hog Tonic in there and just combine everything. And God, it smelled god awful, but boy, did that work well. So I don't know if they still make a juice jug. I'll look, if I can find one. I'll put a link to it. It is messy on the boat though, because it drips when you throw your jig in there. But the Smelly Jelly was always a good one. Lunker sauce. This is the crawlick. That's the crawfish. So this is like a crayfish garlic combo. This was just the crawfish one. I don't know if they still make these. Like I said, I'll look up and see if they do. Whichever ones I can find that are still around, I'll definitely put links to them. You guys can check them out. I did get garlic plus once. Oh God, that is not good. All right, so this is was Procure garlic Plus that I just squeezed the bottle and it just totally spilled out on the desk here. So now I have my table covered with oh man, things are falling. So I guess this plastic is kind of no good anymore. So let me wipe that up fast. Ooh, actually, I'll pause the video. I'll be back. Let me clean. Hi, everybody. I am back after that disaster. that I had one thing of Procure, garlic left, and when I grabbed it, the container cracked and it spilled all over. I mean, I don't think it got on me, but it reeked down here. So I cleaned. I threw it away, cleaned up the table, so it smells like cleaner now, not like just like intense garlic. So the Procure is one you can try. Now that's an old plastic container, so the plastic gets kind of worn out after a while, and so be careful with those plastic containers. Sometimes they can break on you. But Procure I think is still around. I'll have to check and see if they have a garlic or any bass related scents for you. I'm pretty sure you can still get, this is an old can, you can tell it's all rusty. This is an old can of the Strike King coffee scent, which I like. I thought the coffee scent was a good scent for baits back in the day. I still do. I think the coffee tubes are great. So that's a different option for a scent. Let's see. I don't know if they still make this Mustad Activate. This was their bass formula that came out. It was in a spray. Used it, was fine. I don't know if it was necessarily a garlic spray, but they just called it bass, but it was fine. This is not, I don't know if I'd really consider this so much a scent. I guess it is, technically. These Gulp recharge containers that I got, you guys have seen me do videos before where I've had dried out Gulp baits. Get some kind of a plastic container, like those Plano ones are really good. Pour this in there and put them in there. And most of the time we'll bring it back to life. So I don't really put this on my baits. I know that there's a spray that they have, which I used to have, I think, but I don't have anymore. But this is more of the recharge, just to get that, that Gulp bait back to where you can fish it. Let's see. This one here is called Baitman Dip. Ultra Live Bass Fish Attractant. Flip and dip. I think you used to actually be able to dip your jig right in this thing. That's an old one. I don't know if they still make these. I'll look it up. I'll see if Baitmate Dip is still around. You guys might have some of these laying around from back in the day when they were out. Used it a little. I mean, as you can see, when I had my thing to dip my baits in. Let's see, this one here, this nitro grease X Factor, use on spinners, plugs, lures, jigs, chartreuse. I don't think this is necessarily a scent. I don't remember what this was. I had it in there with the other stuff. I haven't used this in years. I don't think there was a scent. I don't remember. Nitro grease. If you guys remember nitro grease, if you remember if that was a scent or if it was just that colorate, just to get some color on like your plugs or your lures, your jigs. I don't remember. I just happened to find it in there and I figured I'd show it to you guys. Maybe somebody in the audience will remember it. Here's an old one. Bass Dynasty Crawdad Slime. Do they still make this one? I don't know. Craw scents are very good also. Craw, garlic, they're all good. This one is Bait Butter. I don't know if it actually, this is from Baitmate too. This was their bait butter. Excuse me. Fish Attractant. I don't know if they still make that one either. Liquid Mayhem, I think, is still out there. This one is Crawfish. This one is just called Bass Attractant. I think Liquid Mayhem's still around. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. This one's Crawfish. This one is Shad Scent. So all those different scents, I don't think any of them are a bad option. Whatever one you have confidence in is the one to go with. This is that Baitmate. This is like almost like a roll-on that they came out with. I don't remember where I got this. Baitmate Classic Fish Attractant. So this is just their fish attractant in like a roll-on type thing. So this is those old. I think I showed you these before. Those are those old little hog tonics that came. They come with your Power Team lures. Be careful with those little guys. This one is, I don't remember this one. I don't remember where I got it. Maybe one of you guys remember. Goby oil. Get your baits smelling like gobies, I guess. Cortland, New York. Is this still a thing? You guys tell me. I don't know. I remember I got this years back. So there's goby oil. Let's see. Here's some lunker sauce. This is just, they used to come with these little like, you know, small packs. That's the crawfish. We used to get a bunch of these things and just dump them into the old juice jug back in the day. But there's a little lunker sauce, crawfish one. I don't know if you guys have any of these laying around. Remember them? And that's it for the different scents I showed you. The only other thing I want to show you is, even though these are dye markers, they're dye markers that will change the color of your baits. They'll add orange, and you can add different accent colors to it: chartreuse, red, blue. But they're also garlic flavored. So not only are you adding, like, you got those green pumpkin crawfish baits you're using, you put a little orange on the claws, you're also adding garlic scent to them too. So that's like a combination. These are really, if you guys aren't using dye markers, I highly advise you to give them a try. You can, add those little bit of accent colors to your baits, and you can add some scent to them. You can use the dips too, which are fine. They work good. I just find that they're kind of messy. I'm always afraid they're going to spill on my boat. Oh, I can't get this thing to close. Yeah, we'll work on it later. But this is so much easier. It's so much easier. Just make sure you put the cap back on. It's just like a marker. A magic marker. They dry out. But these are great. The Spike It Dip and Glows and the garlic scent. I always get the garlic ones. It's double the attractiveness of your bait. You can give it a little accent color, some orange, some chartreuse, whatever, and give them that scent, that garlic scent too. So that's the different scents that I have, even though the Pro Cure I don't have anymore. But, as far as I'm concerned, guys, I think scents definitely help. I don't see how they're ever a negative. If it gets me a few more bites a year, then it's definitely worth it. I have confidence that they do, that fish will hold on to the baits longer because of that scent. If there's a bad scent anywhere coming from somewhere, whether I'm sweating, whether, the worst thing that I hear is like, suntan oil. If you're putting sunscreen on, that's like one of the worst things. That's a negative to the bass. But then I've read articles where guys talk about, throwing their jigs in gasoline and throwing them out and catching bass on them. So, and I think I saw, I don't know if it was a Randy Blockett video the other day, or where he's talking about guys that are using WD-40 as on their bait. So, hey, whatever. If you haven't tried a scent, give it a try. It's easy to just go out and buy, a Bang garlic spray. Take your soft plastic and give it a little squirt, and stink it up with some good garlic smell, and try it. Give it a try. The ones of these that I can find links for, I'll give them to you guys in the description. You can check them out. But I believe in scents. I think they work. Just like when I get my jigs, I always put rattles on them. And I add scent to my, whatever the trailer is, and I like to spray the skirt, give that a little bit of a little stink too, and I think it really helps. I think it really helps, with eliminating negative odors, and also maybe making that bass hold on to that bait a little longer, or maybe attract him to it. Maybe there's a smell in the water that he gets attracted to, and he wants to come over and check it out. My friends and I used to joke that most bass are Italian. That's why garlic works so well. So who knows? But I definitely have faith in garlic. Crawfish scents are great. Garlic is great. I haven't found a scent that I think is a bad thing. I don't know what you would call like bait fuel as far as like an odor. I think it just works. I think it's just a good option. I don't know. The Mega Strike has an odor, but I wouldn't call it a garlic odor or a crayfish. It's a good attractant for fish. It definitely works. So, there's a lot of options out there. If there's a really good one that I didn't mention that you guys know about, I'm sure there might be some new ones on the market I'm not aware of. Let me know what it is in the description. I like to hear about it, because I like to try new ones, just like this Fat Pack version. I'm gonna try their scent and see how it goes. But that's it, guys. Give them a try. If you haven't tried them, give them a try. Um, I have definitely noticed at times when fishing was tough, when I added more scent, the bite would pick up. And plus, it's a confidence thing. It's a confidence thing, and really, why not? Why not have your bait hit every sense that the bass has? Um, their taste, their smell, vibration. Why not give them all of it? There are times when the water's really cold and I've been throwing jerk baits and I've taken a spray or one of these and rubbed a little bit on the jerk bait. And you'd be surprised how sometimes, that can make a little bit of difference. You'd be surprised even on a hard bait. I don't do it a lot on hard baits, but I have done it. I've taken my spinner baits and my chatter baits and I've sprayed them. So you give that skirt a little stink. It can't hurt. It definitely can't hurt. But that's it, guys. So any questions, let me know. Like I said, I believe in them. I think they work. If you haven't tried them, they're not overly expensive. Grab whichever one you want to, you find that you see at the store. I really like the aerosol. They make it easy. But I'll put a link to CB's hog sauce if they're still around. They make a great product. And, there's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of good ones out there. But that's it. So any questions, let me know. Please like this video. Please share it. If you guys are new to my channel, I am Mark. This is Northeast Bass Fishing. And welcome aboard. So any questions on anything, let me know. And I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.